Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton in Plymouth. Here's a look at a few of the stories making news today.
It's a nightmare. It's a living nightmare every day to have to wake up, and the first thing I think about in the morning is him. And
for Chrissy Princeton, it's a day that still feels like a bad dream.
He had a very big smile and a goofy laugh.
A bad dream that includes heart-filled memories of her son, Grant Simic.
He was a big basketball and football guy. He was 6'4". That kid could grab a ball from anybody's hands. He would just pluck it right out of the before it would go in the hoop.
The Osseo teen loved to play sports and hang out with his friends and family. But like 1 in 7 young adults, he also battled a personal demon.
We struggled for a while with some drug abuse with him for the past few years. It progressively got worse.
On April 7th, Chrissy was watching TV and noticed she hadn't heard from Grant, and she went to check on him.
I saw him sitting up in his bed, slumped over. And I knew the second I saw him that he was gone.
The family performed CPR.
And I couldn't save him. He
was pronounced dead on April 8th.
He thought he was taking a Percocet, which of course I wish he didn't think he was taking that either. But it turned out it was pure fentanyl.
Chrissy's mission now is to share Grant's story in hopes of preventing another family from going through the same pain.
Telling my son's story, because he's here with me every day in my heart, and he is helping me spread the word so that no other mothers and fathers have to go through this pain. You just wouldn't wish this on your worst enemy.
Shortly after Grant's death, the family moved to Maple Grove. A purple chair sits outside the family's home, a reminder of the emptiness left behind.
The chair represents the chair at the table that will be left forever without having my child there at the table with us every night for dinner. There will always be an empty spot, and that chair represents him.
The city of Maple Grove presented the family with a proclamation declaring August 31st, 2020, International Overdose Awareness Day. The city will light up the town green park in purple to mark the occasion.
It means the world to me. Even though it's just one city, it's just getting the word out there.
For Chrissy Princeton, it also means the world to give families who are dealing with addiction hope.
Addiction is a disease, and it's nothing anybody chooses. It chooses you.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The Osseo School District announced Friday that all students will start the year with distance learning for the first 2 weeks. During Friday's emergency school board meeting, the board approved a plan for distance learning to begin on September 14th and then transition to the hybrid model on September 28th. Superintendent Corey McIntyre says the decision was made to provide staff more time to prepare for the hybrid model and give the district more time to properly staff the schools.
These are extremely trying times for our families and staff. In a typical year, we would know what school should look like to start. This year, because of the pandemic, change is really the only constant we've been feeling lately, and it's really testing our collective spirit. I sincerely appreciate the patience and understanding of all of our stakeholders as we navigate these challenging times.
Parents and students we spoke to say it's a step in the right direction, but some are still worried about kids being in the buildings, even though COVID-19 case numbers have declined slightly in Hennepin County.
My major ongoing concern is that the district may not be responsive enough to the increase in case numbers. We saw a big increase 2 weeks after the 4th of July, and we may see another big increase 2 weeks after Labor Day. And I really hope this time, this decision gives us the time to watch the data closely.
Well, I'm glad that the directors at the board decided to put students' well-being before anything else. We all want to go back to school, but the most important thing is keeping people safe. And the best way to do that is to have some kind of buffer with distance learning beforehand.
By a 4-1 vote, the school board approved the revised recommendation after voting to delay the start of the school earlier this week. Pafua Yang, CCX News.
Taking the day off from work to go see a movie.
For the first time in 5 months,
I love movies. First time I've seen one since March, so I'm really looking forward to this, yeah.
moviegoers who enjoy the in-theater experience now have several new films, such as The New Mutants from 20th Century Fox, to see on the big screen.
Well, this is huge for us. I can't tell you how much we appreciate the producers, the studios, the directors that have stood with us.
Many theaters, like Imagine Willow Creek in Plymouth, reopened in June with enhanced cleaning and safety protocols. That includes limiting the seating capacity in their auditoriums to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Jake Mueller described it as being in survival mode.
It's not as bad as being shut down, but only slightly better than that.
Hollywood hit the pause button on its big blockbuster releases this summer. So for the past 2 months, theaters had to show classics like Jurassic Park until the studios reversed course this past week.
With 50% of the theaters open now, there's an opportunity for them to start making a little bit of money and helping us out at the same time.
Mueller says that with most of the major theater chains open, they expect new releases to be continuous over the coming months and leading up to the holidays. Now they just need moviegoers like Robert Myron to come out and see these films.
I think it's safe. We're wearing our masks. I won't sit by anybody. I'll be socially distanced. I think it'll be totally safe then, yeah.
With the enhanced safety measures in place, it leaves theater staff members optimistic about what's to come. In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.